Good afternoon. We'll now start. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to this pep talk this afternoon. Please mute yourself, but always show your video picture. Sign in your name, your Facebook account, or email address in the chat box. Please include the names of companions attending with you. Use the chat box to ask questions and make comments while the pep talk is on. There will be group pictures at the start and end of the pep talk, so please show your faces in the video. A reminder after the pep talk, please take the online learning CUM evaluation test exercise or OLETE for mastery of learning and have a perfect score to get a certificate like this one shown here. I have placed the link in the chat box. Another reminder, obtaining 25 OLETE certificates will entitle one mentee to a voucher for a RO Hoson medical consultation, either face-to-face or telemedical. Another request, last request, will be to type in your feedback in the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. Thank you. Let's now have a group picture taking before we start the pep talk proper in 2 minutes. Okay. Ready? How many pages? 1, 2, wait. Something went wrong. Okay. Okay, ready? Get set. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Something went wrong. I have a patient empowerment program in which I'd like to empower the lay people or patients to take control in the management of their health. I started the PEP talk on May 15, 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are 3 courses in the PEP talk. I completed the core course on October 9, 2021. From October 23, 2021 onwards, I've been tackling health disorder and health issue courses. So this is our 156 pep talk. And starting last May 18, 2024, this started the year 4 of our pep talk. How long the pep talk will last will depend on the enthusiasm, discipline, and perseverance of everybody. My pep talk today is entitled R.O. Hoson Tips on Controlling Expenses for a Surgical Operation with the Help of a Surgeon. I hope I will be able to empower you to have an essential understanding on this topic as part of your health management. The disclaimer will be the following. My talk will contain my thoughts, perceptions, opinions, recommendations culled from my personal experience as well as from the writings of other health professionals. The topics, the contents of this pep talk today will be the following. Why is it important for lay people to know how to control expenses of surgical operations with the help of a surgeon? And what are my tips for lay people on how to control the expenses of surgical operations with the help of the surgeons? Surgical operations entail expenses which are ever and progressively increasing in this day and age, lalo na ngayon, as part of their personal family health management strategies. Patients and the relatives need to know how to manage, particularly on how to control the expenses of their forthcoming and future surgical operations. So this write-up is not to promote the best buy, saan ang pinakamaganda, saan ang pinakamura, okay, which connotes commercial products, services for sale, but to enable best value surgical experience in case a surgical operation is needed. One that is cost-effective, one that is pleasing, and patient and relatives are satisfied with a good with delight and patient satisfaction. So in whatever economic status one is in, all should be prepared to know how to manage their expenses in preparation for an operation. The foremost primary goal is to promote best buy surgical experience in case a surgical operation will be needed. The other goals are to avoid inability to pay hospital and medical institutional expenses because of lack of preparations. With some patients and relatives, I've been hearing this, ending up with getting external loans, selling properties, and promissory notes with collaterals in the hospitals, and to avoid complaining on high cost expenses incurred. So how to control expenses for the surgical operation in the Philippines setting does not simply entail choosing a charity government hospital over a private hospital if there are issues on financial capability of the patients and their relatives. So it is true that more or higher expenses are usually incurred in private hospitals than in charity government hospitals. However, it is not always the case that entering a charity government hospitals for operation will be a walk in the park or a simple solution when one cannot afford the expenses in the private hospitals. Because one, entering a charity government hospital does not ensure no expenses will be incurred. Meron pa rin. Oftentimes, there will be still expenses to shoulder, especially if the charity government hospital does not have available surgical materials, laboratory diagnostic tests, and medications that patients and relatives have to procure through out-of-pocket basis. Kung wala yung hospital, you may have to pay. Situations can occur in which patients and relatives cannot even afford to procure materials that are not available in the charity government hospitals. And so this may lead to inability to financially procure the non-availability of materials or getting loans and selling properties. Second, the waiting time in the charity government hospital during consultation before an operation and in scheduling of the operation may be very, very long, matagal. There may be numerous low-value examinations being ordered in charity government hospitals. This may lead to frustrations in searching for the so-called best value surgical experience in the charity government hospitals. To repeat, before I go to my personal thoughts, perceptions, opinions, recommendations on how to control expenses for a surgical operation in the Philippine setting with the help of a surgeon, in whatever economic status one is in, kay mayaman, kay pobre, all should be prepared to know how to manage their expenses in preparation for an operation. The foremost primary goal is to promote best value surgical experience, not best buy, but best value surgical experience in case of a surgical operation is needed. And the other goals will be to avoid inability to pay hospital or medical institutional expenses because of lack of preparation. So with some people, some patients and relatives ending up getting external loans, selling properties, and putting up promissory notes with collaterals upon discharge, and to avoid complaining on the high cost expenses that will be incurred. So in my title, I include the phrase with the help of a surgeon. Right away, I make the assumption that the crucial or the most important medical specialists who can help patients and relatives in controlling their expense in surgical operations are the surgeons, not nobody else, because we're talking about the operations. Okay, so he is the best, or they are the best people to help you in controlling expenses. Number one, they know the ins and outs of surgical operations. They know the usual expenses of surgical operations. They are in the best position to control expenses if they are the ones doing the operations. They know or should know how to advise patients and relatives on where to get the needed operations done based on financial capability if they cannot do the operation themselves. So pwedeng kayo i-refer sa isang lugar na pwedeng makontrol yung expenses ninyo. Okay? So here are my personal recommendation or tips. First thing to do is to look for a surgeon who is patient-centered and compassionate enough to help manage expenses for a surgical operation, particularly in trying to reduce and control the expenses. So look for a patient-centered, compassionate surgeon. So when you say a patient-centered surgeon, this is meant as somebody, a surgeon who focuses on the individual's specific health, particularly emotional, mental, and spiritual, social, and financial needs, and the desired outcome. So individual specific health, hindi siya dekahon, not all patients, but for a particular patient. In contrast, when you talk about physician-centered surgeon, ito yung kabaliktaran ng patient-centered. This is the one who just focus on the surgeon's expertise with the assumption that he knows best and will act in the patient's best interest. And this attitude dominates the relationship between the patient and surgeon. Okay. So usually in the patient-centered surgeon, the patient's individual specific health, emotional, mental, spiritual, social, and financial outcomes are either left out o walang pinag-uusapan, okay, nakakalimutan, that not given importance by this type of surgeon, in contrast to a patient-centered surgeon. As for a compassionate surgeon, my operational definition is one who feels and shows empathy on the patient's needs, coupled with an actual effort and action, no matter what, no matter how small, to alleviate or assist their needs. So hindi lang maawa, but meron siyang action to do to help the patients. Focusing on the topic of helping control expenses for surgical operations, a compassionate surgeon is one who sympathizes, okay, hindi lang sympathizes, but also offers measures in managing the financial concerns of the patients. So he goes out of his way to assist the patient. Yan ang compassionate surgeon. Second thing to do, aside from looking for a compassionate, patient-centered surgeon, is to look for a surgeon who does not charge exorbitantly, out of the usual, when I say exorbitant, out of the usual range of professional fees, the running rate in the community, and who is willing to adjust professional fees to a patient's affordable level. So may standard fee, and then pwede pa niyang i-adjust kung di kakayanin. So a patient-centered and compassionate surgeon does not deny his services just because a patient cannot afford his fees. So if yung surgeon has this attitude, I will not deny my operations for you just because you cannot afford, okay, he is a patient-centered and compassionate surgeon. Gagawin pa rin yan. Corollary to the above, that is looking for a patient-centered and compassionate surgeon and a surgeon who does not charge exorbitant fees, professional fees, then you look for a surgeon who has a track record and reputation of practicing and advising patients and relatives on the following. So titingnan mo lang. Mahirap pero tatanong-tanong mo lang. So track record and reputation. So example would be one, you see a surgeon who has a minimalist approach. When you say minimalist approach in the patient management, this is doing only the essentials for less is more, yung kailangan lang, rather than the maximalist approach where more is more, doing a lot of non-essentials that will not affect the outcomes of the treatment. So maximalist, lahat gagawin, kahit na hindi kailangan, but minimalist, yung talagang needed essentials lang, kailangan lang. No? Then kung may nakitang kailangan pa ng iba, then pwedeng dagdagan in the minimalist approach. Hindi yung shotgun de cajon na gagawin ng maximalist approach. Number two, the choice of recommendations among the patient management, particularly treatment, are governed by cost effectiveness, okay, factoring the benefit, risk, cost, availability considerations among the different options. So pag yung doctor ay ganun ang attitude, yung process niya, pinipili niya yung pinaka-cost effective options after factoring yung benefit ng then risk, yung mga inconveniences, side effects, cost, availability. Then, i-recommend niya yung pinaka-cost effective among the different options. Kasi minsan may mga surgeon just tell you one options lang, wala nang iba. Okay. Usually, there are more than one options in all patient treatment, patient management. Palaging may dalawa yan, no? At least two. Number three, ito yung observe nyo sa mga practice ng mga surgeons, no? High value management, especially in the pre-op, before the operation, intra-op, during the operation, and post-operative management, instead of low value management. Well, low value healthcare is defined as care that has no benefit for the patient. So gawa ng gawa, pero wala nang masyadong benefit to the patient, or limited benefit. So in relations to its potential harm, cause, better alternatives or different patients' needs. So yung low value, hindi magandang benefit, pero ang dami pang lumalabas ay gagastos lang. Okay. High value, you try to choose the most cost-effective treatment options for the patients. Another thing to look for the surgeons will be to actively look and go out ito yung surgeon who really go out of his way to help reduce the operation expense. Okay. So some examples are given below. So ito yung kung makikita niyo yung mga doctor, the surgeons who will assist patients who are not senior citizens to get a PWD card if patients are entitled one, but does not know the right, such as cancer patients. This is to avail of the 20% discount in medical expenses. So kung di ka senior citizen, if you are a cancer patient, okay, let's say 59 years old ka pa lang, no, below 60, you are entitled to PWD. Ito dapat alam ng lahat ng surgeons, pero hindi pa lahat alam, no? So if there's a surgeon who is aware of this, who will help this patient get the PWD card before the actual operations, malaking menos, may 20% discounts yan. Assisting or reminding senior citizens to avail of their 20% discount benefits on medical expenses. Although usually automatic lang, pag more than 20 by your age, bibigyan kayo ng 20% discount because you're senior citizen, pero kung minsan hinahanap pa rin nila yung senior citizen card ninyo. Kung minsan hindi dinadala ng mga pasyente, no? So just the doctor should remind the patient to make use of their senior citizen benefit. Assisting patients in the maximal utilization of the PhilHealth insurance benefits if they have coverage. Kung may coverage yung pasyente ng PhilHealth, i-assist ng surgeon on how to maximally utilize the insurance benefit. No? Okay. May makukuha pa kayo doon sa hospital. Kuminsan tutulungan kayo, baka yung kuminsan yung tinatawag ng relative value, RVS, relative value scale, hanapan ng surgeon yung pinakamagandang code na bibigyan kayo ng maximal benefit. No? Then last one, another one will be to assist patients in the maximal utilization of HMOs if they have subscription. Minsan, the surgeons will have to question the policy of the HMOs. Bakit hindi nyo kino-cover ito? Dapat covered naman ito. Kasi ibang HMOs is nila pre-existing na hindi pwede i-cover. So if you have a surgeon assisting you, trying to protect your benefit, your rights, then maganda yon. No? So you look for such doctors. Doing operations on an outpatient basis, if this can be safely or conveniently done rather than on an inpatient, as more expenses will be incurred on inpatient. So there are some surgeons who would like to do it inpatients on a regular basis, routine na, but there are surgeons who will try to see whether it can be done on an outpatient. Kung pwedeng outpatient, mas maganda as mas cheaper, basta as long as it's done safely, can be done safely and conveniently. Okay. Doing operations in government hospitals with private pay sections, may mga pay sections sa mga government hospitals. Okay, kung meron, if feasible, and amenable to the patients kung gusto ng pasyente. No? Okay. So, ito yung mga surgeons who have the option, may mga options siya to help patients with going to the pay rather than going to the charity part of the government hospitals. Kasi kung isa matagal lang hintayan doon. No? Then assisting patients who cannot afford charity government hospitals would be to transfer, who can only afford charity government hospital. Okay. Maghahanap siya ng charity government hospitals na kilala niya, may mga connections siya. So para ma-transfer yung pasyente doon, para maoperahan, para makamenos. No? Okay. Then avoiding too many attending physicians for co-management if possible. Kasi we know that for a fact that presence of more attending physicians would entail more cost. So as much as possible, the surgeon will try to limit yung mga kailangan lang, paging attending physicians, yun lang papasok. Making sure the patients are being billed correctly in the charges in the operating room, nursing floors, pharmacy, laboratory, diagnostic units. Medyo mahirap gawin ito, pero there are, probably most of the surgeons do not do this kasi mahirap na trabaho ito. But if you have a compassionate and patient-centered surgeon, he will be willing to do this. Titingnan niya yung mga charges ninyo kung tama o hindi. Okay. Tutulungan kayo to correct. No? Keeping the charges and the use of operating materials to the lowest minimum possible. So ito yung dapat yung surgeon conscious of the cost of the operating materials that he is using. Okay. Kasi a lot of surgeons are using materials pag nabuksan, hindi nagamit, charge pa rin yun. No? Okay, to the patient. No? Then, avoiding or minimizing wastage of surgical materials used in operations. Parang sabihin natin, isang sponge gauze, pwede pang gamitin until to the full extent, kaysa tapon, konting gamit, sayang lang. Na? Okay. So this is an example of avoiding or minimizing wastage of surgical materials. Kasi gastos din yun, charge to the patients din yun. Last important recommendations or tips, patients and relatives should not be afraid or should not be shy to ask questions to the surgeons on how they when I say they, both surgeons and patients can collaborate to control the expenses of surgical operation. Hindi lang tatanong, Doc, magkano ba gagastusin ko? Tatanong pa rin, how can we lessen the expense? Ganon. Okay, diretsahan, no? Para magtulungan. There must be collaboration and coordination between patients and surgeons to effect a successful planning and controlling the expenses of these surgical operations. So I would like to emphasize dapat may partnership, may collaboration and coordination between the patients and the surgeons. Huwag niyong pabayaan lang yung surgeons and then just leave it to see magkano, ganon. Tatanong pa rin kayo at magtutulungan kayo kung paano babawasan yung kung di kaya dito, put sa next options, no? Ganon. So my last advice will be start looking for a patient-centered and compassionate surgeon now, because you don't know when you're going to be operated again, or those who have not been operated, baka in the future you might need an operation. So maghanap-hanap na kayo, okay? And then have him or her as your family physician and as one of your mainstay family physicians who will be able to advise you properly. Okay? So gawin na niyo ngayon. Okay, wag niyo hintayin na kailangan yung operasyon, mahirap maghanap niyan. No? Okay. So that's my last slide for this talk proper. My summary, takeaway, I presented the two major questions topic here. Why is it important for lay people to know how to control expenses of surgical operations with the help of the surgeon? Sabi ko nga, importante yung, ang emphasis ko, help of the surgeon, not other people. Kasi mahirap i-lecture yung with the help of other medical people. Surgeon pa rin ang the best people to help you here. What are my tips on how to control the expenses? Takeaway in relation to patient empowerment, be always in touch with reliable medical information on controlling expenses for a surgical operation with the help of a surgeon. Knowledge is power. It gives power. Use the 4Ks of patient empowerment, kalaman, kakayanan, karapatan, and kapangyarihan to gain greater control over decisions and make better decisions on controlling expenses for a surgical operations with the help of a surgeon as part of your health management. So this ends my pep talk today. I hope I've empowered you to have an essential understanding on how to control expenses for a surgical operation. Okay, I like to emphasize you have to look for a surgeon who will be helping you. Okay, a compassionate and patient-centered surgeon. So before we go to the QA proper, please take note of the OLETE. Okay, take the OLETE so that you're going to get a certificate like this. The link has been placed in the chat box. Okay, 25 OLETE certificates will entitle one to a free voucher for RO Hoson medical consultation, either face-to-face or telemedical. And then request feedback, type in your feedback in the chat box during the open forum before we adjourn. And then lastly, let's have a picture taking before we start the QA and interactions. Okay. Let's have a picture. 1, 2. Ayan, sama ka, PB. Dapat. Sino pa ba yung isa? Yung isa blanco. Ayan. Habol. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the floor is now open for questions, comments, sharing of experiences, etc., etc. Okay. So as I said in my topic, my title, my patients' testimonials, no? Okay. Carol sent notes that she's leaving at 2:45. So unahin na natin si Carol. Okay. Okay. May time pa naman eh.
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Wait, I'll pin you. How we pin? Pin. Okay.
So everything that Dr. Rosen said, I agree. I agree with everything that all the tips that he gave you, because I experienced them recently, especially. But I would say that it's best if you know your doctor very well. And through the years, example, Dr. Hoson has been my doctor since 2003. So, I mean, that's been 21 years. Talagang ano na. And I think
Hindi ko marinig.
so that
Sandali.
there,
Can you hear her?
okay ba? Or is
Yes
not,
po.
is it?
Yes po.
Okay.
Po.
Sige. My experience is such that see, I did not, well, first, I have
Nakasakyan mo
been-
lang? Baka volume?
baka yung volume ko, naka-full ako. Okay na? That is it. So,
Hindi ko marinig eh.
Wow. Naka-full na ako, Doc. If I should put on the headset, but I'll have to look for it. Anyway, can you hear?
Okay.
Yes
I can,
po.
I can hear you now.
Oh.
Sige. Go ahead.
Okay, so my recent experience. Well, it goes back actually to 10, 11 years ago that I had this internal bleeding problem. And Dr. Hawthorne has been helping me to find the source. He even went out to look for recently for another surgical endoscopist to check. And it was during that time that the new cancer was discovered. And see, I think you have to be very open to your doctors. I've told Dr. Hawson because of this, especially 2023, I was in a hospital well, every month last year except for the month of October. So that was from March until February this year. Talagang we were scraping the bottom of the barrel. Walang-wala na talaga kaming pera. And so then he was able to inquire about the doctors who could possibly help me. So in the endoscopy and colonoscopy procedure, this new doctor found out that I had another tumor, malignant tumor, so I needed surgery. Dr. Hawson suggested a name, a former student, but when I talked with the former student, I saw the difference between a patient-centered and a patient-centered surgeon. I wasn't comfortable because he decided everything, and before I could even say yes or no, he was already thinking of reserving a room for me, the dates, etc. So I went back to Dr. Hawson and said, look, I don't think I'm comfortable with this doctor. So I texted that doctor back and I said, still finding out how to raise the money because he was asking a big sum. Until finally I said, Doc Ray, ikaw na lang. And he still looked for somebody else. But it was his his knowledge of the other doctors, other surgeons' expertise, and him, and several of them agreed not to charge me beyond what PhilHealth charges. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 3 out of the 5 did not, out of the 6 did not charge anything. A surgeon charged me for using the PhilHealth, but you have to be careful when you are paying now to ask for the bill. Check who are the doctors. Just because you didn't pay doesn't mean that somebody did not charge you. And unfortunately, there was one doctor, I will not tell the name or the specialization, who signed the PhilHealth form, but nobody among the residents or fellows came to see me. So it was about 7,000 to be paid by PhilHealth. So I did not notice it. It was Dr. Hawson who pointed it out to me. And also about checking the bill, you asked for an itemized bill. I think any hospital is willing to give that to you. in an experience 1 or 2 years ago, I was charged for platelets, but I did not receive any platelet transfusion. So that was about, I don't know, 1,500 or 2,000 pesos. Sayang din. And the billing section had to check and then discover the error and then so removed it. I think also the surgical endoscopies, when he told me that I needed the surgery, I asked if chemo would be enough. I was afraid because it would have been, yeah, it was already my 7th cancer surgery. So medyo pagod na yung katawan ko. And he said, "Ma'am, sorry, there's no alternative. It's just surgery." So yun, what else? I think Dr. Hoson really went out of his way to help me. It's sure we were discussing, but he had alternatives. He was giving his own tips, and I learned a lot, and I accepted them. And there was a dialogue. There was constant dialogue between Dr. Hoson and me. And then also about excessive cost. This was in another hospital last year or 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. I needed, because I have that nurses have difficulty finding a vein to use to give me the intravenous fluids, medicines, and blood. And I needed an IJ cut. Well, I did not know that the one alternative, it was in a private hospital. I did not know. The nephrologist thought that it would be done bedside, but she did not tell me. And when the nurses came in, they said, "Mom, we have to bring you to the OR. If you have it's a simple surgery, an IJ catheter." But I was charged 35K for the use of the OR. Or as another time late after that, when I was at another private hospital, the surgeon, the TCVS, thoracic cardiovascular surgeon said, "Ma'am, I'll just do it bedside." So the charge was much, much less because you did not use the OR. So yung mga ganun, another time na charity na ako ng PGH, talagang bedside, ito, free na talaga siya. But I knew the fellows already by then. So yun, nakita ko in my experience, the role of the surgeon is very important. But if you don't know and you have nobody to ask, like in that other private hospital, I did not know any better. The attending physician assumed that I knew I could have had the IJ catheter done bedside instead of the OR. So OR pa lang 35K. Therefore, the surgeon also charged 30K for that IJ cat, and anesthesiology is 15K. Grabe, talagang yun, that's another reason that made us use up practically a lot of our resources. So in this time, maliit lang talaga yung gastos ko. Wala pang 50K, and that's a major surgery sa colon. And then I stayed only a week, a little over a week. I could be discharged. And I am very grateful for this, and I really felt empowered. And the relationship, knowing how to ask questions. I mean, even if you feel stupid, ask the question. Di bali na kung if you feel like, parang dapat bang itanong? Ano ba yun? So, tanong na lang to clarify. And then, most doctors, I think, are patient with the patients. They try to help. There are only a few who are physician-centered. In my experience of 25, 26 years of illness, I've read several. Siguro 2 lang na doctor ang na-meet ko na talagang malakas tumaga. There was one colonoscopy lang. He also acted as the anesthesiologist, but he injected the anesthesia later. So I was awake the whole time the colonoscopy was taking place and felt all the pain. Natulog ako after kasi nag-effect na yung gamot. Kasi I did not know any better. At that time, I had the HMO. So, syempre, you just choose whoever is in the list in the HMO. So, yun lang ang masasabi ko. You have to trust your doctor. And as Dr. Hoson said, look for a surgeon now. Maybe, I don't know if you need, but maybe some of your friends, you can also get information from friends and ask them, oh, meron ka bang kilalang ganito, ganito. Because that was my first experience when I went to Dr. Hoson. I saw the names in the HMO list and I asked somebody to look at the names. And she said, oh, this one, I know him. So he's good at it. So yun. But without the help of that friend, I would not have gone to Dr. Hoson. Kailangan din yung mga connections. I'm sure that there are people out there who can help you. Yun lang. I think
Okay.
all that I can remember. Kasi very recent yung experience ko. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you. Okay. So I know you have to leave. Kung you have to leave, you leave.
In 5 minutes. I can leave in 5 minutes.
So you can
If
listen to another testimonial. Okay.
Okay.
So sinong susunod? Okay. Sinong susunod? Donalyn, ikaw, pwede ka?
Hi, Doc. Good
Sandali,
afternoon.
Pin lang kita. Paano ba ito? Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Good afternoon po. Pasensya na po sa voice ko kasi kakaupira lang po sa akin ni Doc nung March. Yung sa akin po, parang kay ma'am din po, galing din po ako sa PGH charity po. Doon ko po nalaman na meron po akong thyroid cancer. At the age of 26 po, 25 years old po. Tapos, nagpatuloy po ako sa PGH charity hanggang sa magto 2 years na po ako. Na wala pa ring process, wala pa ring schedule, wala pa rin akong update sa akin kung maoperahan po ba ako, ganun kung kailan. So, dahil nawawala na po ako ng pag-asa sa PGH, nag-try po ako ng iba't ibang hospital. Tapos, same lang po yung sinasabi nila na thyroid cancer nga po. Tapos, pag tinatanong ko po kung magkano po yung expenses ko po sa operation, palaki po ng palaki yung parang kumbaga binibigay sa aking amount. Hanggang sa pinakamalaki po is yung 250K. So, nawala na po ako ng pag-asa kasi hindi ko po yun kaya. Tapos, hanggang sa nag-search po kami sa Facebook, yung husband ko po. Nag-search po siya, nakita niya po si Dr. Hoson po. Tapos, nag-try po kami, nag-ask po kami, tapos nagpa-consult po kay Doc. Hanggang sa, lahat po ng sinabi ni Doc dito po sa pep talk, lahat po yun, sinabi niya po sa akin, pinagawa niya po sa akin, at pinagdaanan po namin. Una po, tinanong niya kung may PWD ako, PhilHealth, then, tinanong, nagkausap na po kami about sa expenses, tinanong niya po kami kung afford namin tong amount na to. Nung sinabi po namin na hindi namin kaya, binigyan niya po kami ni sa babaan ng babaan hanggang sa yung makaya po naming amount. Tapos, pero dahil siguro po hindi po rin po talaga namin kaya yung pinakamababang amount, si Doc po yung mismong nagsabi sa amin na kung kaya namin na installment, which is nakaka-surprise po kasi first time namin makakita or makakilala ng ganun na doktor na mag-installment ng professional fee niya. Kasi yung tiwala niya sa amin at hindi po siya nanghingi sa amin ng kahit anong parang proof namin na ID or ano. Kasi nagtiwala siya sa amin at inoperahan niya po ako nang walang duda kung mababayaran namin siya. At saka sobrang thankful ako kay Doc kasi sobra po talaga kasi ito pong ano po yung last June kasi sobrang hindi na po talaga namin kaya yung expenses kasi nag kagaya po sa Pepto, nagbenta rin po kami ng mga properties, motor, cellphone, tsaka marami pa po. Nagkautang-utang po kami kasi di po talaga namin afford yung expenses po bukod sa ospital tsaka sa ibang doctors. Kasi yung kay Doc, hindi niya muna kami siningil yung sa fee niya, kundi yung sa fee pa po ng ibang doctors. So, inutang po namin yun. Nagbenta po kami ng ibang gamit. Tapos hanggang ngayon naman po, binabayaran namin. Eh, kailangan ko po kasing mag-RAI. Kasi may natira pa pong mga ah, tumor ba yun, Dok? Kalimutan ko. Pasensya na po. May natira pa po kasi sa ano ko, ito po siya. So, kailangan ko na po ng RAI. Eh, dahil hindi ko po kaya yung RAI kasi sobrang mahal niya po. Wala po siya sa public hospital. Kung meron man po, tatagal na naman po ako ng 3 to 5 months, ganun. Eh, kailangan ko na pong mag-levo kasi hinang-hina na po talaga ako. Yun po kasi yung levo yung magpapalit ng energy ko kasi total thyroidectomy po ko eh. So, wala na po akong sapat na pinanggagalingan. Tapos, ito pong si Doc na naman. Grabe ka talaga, Doc. Siya na naman, nag-offer na naman po siya ng tulong sa amin mag-asawa. Bali, nag-pay po kasi yung office ko, yung pinagtatrabahoan ko sa kanya ng pera. Yung binayad po ng office ko, yun po yung pinambayad niya para po sa RAI ko. At thankful pa rin po kayo kasi siya pa rin po yung naganap ng doktor ko para makamura ko sa RAI. Kung saan po ako inoperahan, doon din po ako na-RAI. Kaya grabe po yung thankful ko sa inyo, Dok. Kasi, kundi dahil sa inyo, Dok, sobrang wala na po akong pag-asa. Kasi wala na po talaga akong maisip kung saan ako pupuntang doktor, hospital. Kasi sa case ko po kasi, yan, metastasize, kumbaga, pumalat na po yung mga kulani na hindi namin masabi kung cancer na ba. Kumalat na po siya dito sa part na to. Ito po. Kaya yung operation ko po, start dito hanggang dito po. Umabot din po siya ng, kung tama ako doon ka, 4 to 5 hours. Yun po. Kaya grabe yung thankful ko sa inyo, Dok. Kasi hindi po ako magiging ganito kakampante. Yung pag-asa ko na nadagdagan kasi may anak pa po ako, bata pa po eh. So lahat po yun, tsaka breadwinner po ako sa family. Ako po nagsusupport sa family ko. So ngayon po, dahil wala po akong work, yung husband ko po yung nagpo-provide muna sa lahat ng expenses, nagbabayad ng loans. Kaya, Dok, thank you talaga sa lahat-lahat po ng tulong niyo sa akin. Promise po, Dok, kung sa makakaya ko po, pag nakabalik po ako sa work, babawi po talaga ako sa inyo. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat po, Dok. Sobra po.
Okay. Thank you, Danalyn. Thank you. Okay. Oh, sinong susunod? Gian, ikaw. Pwede, Gian?
Yes po, Doc. Good afternoon po.
Dali pin lang to. Yeah, Gian. Go ahead.
Apo, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ganon din po, kung ano rin po yung naging topic natin dito sa Pep Talk. Lahat nga po yun na-apply din sa akin kasi kailan lang din po na operahan ako ng radical mastectomy naman po. So, na-diagnose ako ng stage 2 cancer. So, si Doc din, tinulungan din niya ako kasi syempre hindi pa nga po ako senior. So, tinanong niya ako kung may PhilHealth ka ba, may HMO ka, may, ayan, tutulungan kita makakuha ka ng PWD. So yun po, nakakuha nga din ako ng PWD na malaking bagay po kasi laking menos po talaga sa hospital plus PhilHealth pa po. So kaya ang laki din po nung nabawas. Bukod po doon, talaga nga pala si Doc Angel. Ganon din po. Nag-installment din kami ng pagbabayad kay Doc kasi unang-una nung sinabi niyang ooperahan ako, yung gastos po talaga yung naisip ko. Kaya tapos yun, nagsabi na si Doc na sabi niya, huwag mo yung gastos. Tutulong, huhulugan na lang. So kumayag ko siya. Medyo natanggalan din po kasi medyo malaki din po. Tapos sa PGH din ako na opera. Pero since matagal po yung schedule sa PGH, binigay sa akin ni Doc yung schedule niya na slot niya para sa akin para agad-agad na ma-opera kasi nung March na diagnose po ako, by April 13 na operahan na po ako kasi gusto niya maagapan ako kasi nga sabi niya stage 2 at least tanggalin na natin para males yung pagkikimo mo kung sakali. So sabi niya, kaya kung yun nga, dahil wala nga kami nakahandang pera kasi hindi naman namin expected din. So sabi niya, sige, tulungan tayo na yun. Ganun po yung pagbabayad ko din kay Doc na hulugan din. Ayun. Tapos, sa ngayon, successful naman po yung naging operasyon. Nagpapagaling pa ako, tsaka tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung pag-check up ko kay Doc kasi lately, kakakuha ko lang po nung fish test result ko na yun nga Doc, na-send ko na po sa inyo yung result. So, hindi pa po natin ulit nabalikan kung ano na po yung magiging next step po. Kasi parang hindi pa naman din talaga kami totally okay dahil yun, hindi pa po namin alam kung anong gagawin na namin dahil yung fish test ko po nakalagay lang po kasi doon parang positive, ganun. So, hindi po namin alam kung anong maganda ba yun o delikado sa akin. So, salamat, Doc. Nandiyan ka po. Actually, si Doc, 2004 ko pa, siguro 2007 ko pa po ata siya, doktor. Sa thyroid ko din po, doktor si Doc Ray. Una, meron kasi akong nodule na hindi naman, so sabi ni Doc, hanggat hindi nakakasagabal sa araw-araw na buhay mo, hindi natin siya kailangang operahan. Pero yung ibang doktor na napuntahan ko noon, sabi, tanggalin daw, kailangan daw operahan. So ngayon, yung si Doc Ray, ni-refer ng tita ko, kasi doktor din siya ng mga tita ko. So, ni-refer sa akin, kaya napunta ako kay Doc. Then after nun, kay Doc na lang po ako lagi bumabalik. Kasi ngayon lumiit na po yung nodule ko. Yan. So, meron din akong thyroid nodule. Tapos yun nga, sa breast cancer naman ngayon na patuloy pa akong ginagamot ni Doc. Na Doc, wag mo akong papabayaan. Yun, kasi yun. Yun, patuloy lang din po kami nagdadasal na sana gabayan din kami, pati si Doc. Salamat po sa inyo, Doc. Yun lang po.
Thank you. Thank you. Saka natin pag-usapan ng fish mo.
Sige, Doc.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Doc.
Next will be, sino bang na-invite ko? Hindi ito si Angeline. Diyan ka naman. Angeline. Dala. Angeline. Okay, Angeline. Mute. Unmute. Okay.
Yes, good afternoon po.
Okay.
I-share ko lang din yung yung experience ko kay tungkol kay Doc Ray. Actually, na-diagnose po ako sa kanya ng May 2024. Latest lang po. Tapos na surgery ako ng June 5. Actually, ang laki ng pasalamat namin mag-asawa sa kay Doc Ray kasi hindi hindi kami masyadong nahirapan sa pagpasok ng PGH. Kasi nung una pa lang, nung nag-usap po kami, nilatag ko po sa kanya kung ano lang po yung kakayanan ko namin para sa regarding doon sa operation. Thankful din po ako kasi may HMO po ako, kaya hindi kami masyadong nagastusan. So nilatag ko lahat kay Doc, ano po yung meron kaming resources na pwede makapagano kasi nga hindi kung sa Manila doctors po ako, hindi ko kakayanin po yun kasi simpleng tao lang naman po kami. And then so tapos may inano pa si Doc kung magkano yung gagastusin if ever na ano. So stage 3 si breast cancer po pala ako. So ngayon, nung nalaman ko po yun, medyo parang naano po ako ng parang nasakluban ako ng langit kasi sobrang liit pa po ng mga anak ko, isang 9 years old at isang 6 years old. So paano na ako kung ano po yung ano, ang paano na lang yung mga anak ko kung mawawala po ako sa mundong ito. So ngayon, doon ako nagkalakas ng loob kasi at parang mangiyak-ngiyak ako noon kasi Doc said, "Huwag kang mag-alala, tutulungan ko kita." So doon po ako nagkalakas ng loob kasi naniwala po ako na si Doc Ray ang way or pinadala ng ni God para tumulong sa akin regarding dito sa ano ko. Actually, hindi ko yan, wala akong idea tungkol kay Doc Ray. Walang nag-refer sa akin. Ang naging ano ko lang is, bigla ko lang na ano po siya. Habang nagbabiyahe ako papuntang trabaho, nakita ko lang yung name niya sa Facebook. At saka actually po may surgeon na po ako dapat sa ibang hospital. Pero napi-feel ko sa sarili ko na hindi ako komportable po. Kaya naghanap pa ako ng ibang surgeon. So since na nagbabiyahe ako from nakita ko yung ni Doc Ray sa Facebook, accidentally po nakita ko lang po siya. So naniniwala ako na siya po yung pinadala ni God or siya yung way para matulungan ako in terms of my surgery, in terms of sa lakas ng loob, sa lahat ng po. Kaya ang laki ng papasalamat namin ng mag-asawa kay Doc Ray. At hanggang ngayon, ginaguide niya pa rin ako. Since hindi pa ako nakapag-umpisa ng chemo, ginaguide niya ako. Regarding naman sa HMO ko, tinuturuan niya po ako na wag lahat, kailangan tipirin para magamit magagamit pa sa sa mga susunod na mga gamutan. So maghahanap ng mga maghahanap ng mas mababa na mga another test or wag magpa-test hospital kasi mas mahal. And then siya rin po naghahanap sa akin naghanap ng doktor para naman sa ng chemo. Kaya ang laki talaga ng papasalamat namin kasi yung ibang doktor po, sa totoo lang, after ng surgery, wala na po yun pakialam. Bahala na kayo sa nyo kasi tapos na po kasi inyo. Pero si Doc Ray kakaiba po siya. Kaya hanggat hindi ko po siya makakalimutan. Ayun lang, hanggang yun lang po, Doc. Thank you po. Ikaw po yung ni Lord po sa aming pamilya. Kasi kung wala po kayo, siguro baka nabaon na rin po kami sa At saka ito pa, i-share ko po. Yung nagastos namin sa sa PGH, yung nailabas naming pera is 29 pesos. Kasi po siya ng PhilHealth. Tapos 20% na PWD kasi nga na-diagnose na ako ni Doc, binigyan niya ako agad ng PWD para makatipid kami sa mga gastusin. And then, tsaka laki pasalamat din kasi buti pumayag si Doc tungkol dun sa HMO kasi usually yung mga hindi talaga siya nag-ano ng HMO. Siguro naawa na rin si Doc sa amin. Kaya ayun, kaya may mga after ngayon, hindi kami masyadong, kasi kami mga nagagastos pa kasi kami kahit papano. Kasi instead na yung mga pera na sana kung sa ibang ospital siguro, baka mamaya kung saan-saan na po kami nagpunta, nangutang, or ano na yung mga ibebenta namin. So siguro pati yung pag-aaral ng mga bata naapektuhan po kung dahil sa ganun. Pero dahil kay Doc Ray, na ano niya ako sa PJH, payward pa po yun. Nakapaglabas kami ng pera, binayaran ng asawa ko, 29 pesos po. Yun lang po. Thank you po, Doc Ray.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Okay. So thank you for all the sharers. Any reactions from those from the audience? Meron pa ba mag-share? Or any comment on my recommendation and my tips? Anybody? So, anong gagawin natin ngayon? Anong gagawin natin ngayon? Maghahanap ng patient-centered and compassionate surgeons kung sakaling kailangan nyo ng operasyon in the future. Maghanda na kayo. No? Okay. Kasi mahirap maghanda on the last, maghanap ng ganong klaseng surgeon on the last minute. No? Okay. So, while I'm still alive, isama mo na ako doon sa listahan ninyo. Kung wala, ayan yung anak ko, andyan. Ray, Lance, pakita ka nga. Tutulog yata. Lance. Oh. Anyway, andyan si Abet, siyang bahala kay Lance. Okay. So look for a
Sorry. Nakalabas ako.
ayan.
Ingay dito. Ano? What you say? Sorry.
Isama na nila sa listahan nila ako, compassionate patient-centered surgeon. Kung wala ako, ikaw ang gagawa nito. Okay? Lance
yeah.
is in Singapore right now. Nasa Singapore siya. Okay. Babalik siya after 1 year. Okay. Okay. Kung wala, tutulungan kayo ni Abet also. Tawag lang kayo kay Abet kung sakaling may kailangan kayo. No? Okay. So, any more? So I hope yung lecture was malaking tulong sa pagbigay ng tips on how to control your expenses. Kasi nowadays talagang mahal yung mga gastos na yun. No? Okay. So importante mayroon kayong kilala, alam niyo kung anong maneuvers, no? Mahirap gawin pero at least may tips na kayo ngayon, no? Okay. So if there are no more questions, Abet, any comment, Abet? Unmute.
I'm out of nowhere. I cannot speak so loud.
Okay. Okay. Sige, kung wala nang tanong, we will no more reaction, sharing. We will call it a day. So we will see each other again next week. No? Okay. Ang topic next week will be on breast. No? How to say that it is normal. No? Paano basihan ko? Bakit sasabihin na normal ang breast ninyo? No? Okay. Okay. So with that, we'll just call it a day. Thank you for your attendance. No? We'll see each other next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hosper.
Thank you so much,
Dr.
Doc.
Thank you so much.
Happy
Thank you so much,
weekend.
Doc.
Thank you
Weekend
po.
also.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Doc
Ingat kayo,
Hosos.
Doc.
Thank you po sa mga
Ulit,
nag-share.
Angeline, Donalyn, Gian, next week.
Opo.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yes, Doc. Thank you po. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.